Well, hello, all you monster fiends, and thank you for joining us for another mini monster review. I will change the way that I say that. It sounds awful. This week we're taking a look at the man in the white van, and I am not talking about the guy who used to come and deal my dodgy videos on a Friday night.
Or the guy outside the school gates, or that
Not
Essex
him.
like bloke that comes and picks up anything you don't want so you can take it up the scrappies or dump it down the street, you know?
Not him.
Not him.
Not him. We're talking about the movie that is starring Madison Wolfe, Burke Bessinger, Sky Jackson, Gavin Warren, Ali Larter, and our favourite, Sean Astin.
And don't forget the little cameo from Deborah Ann Wall as well.
Yes, that kind of, I was like, oh, hello there.
Hmm.
This movie is directed by Warren Scales. It is written by Sharon Y. Cobb and Warren Scales. And yeah, here's a synopsis for you. Little synopsis. In the early 1970s, teenage Annie, who is having problems living with her sister and brother, reports to her parents that she has seen a white van following her a few times. But her parents disagree with her complaints, stating that it's just paranoia. This movie is loosely based on the cases of Billy Mansfield Jr., who was a serial killer in Florida. Creepy.
I think what they managed to do here is merge a coming of age movie with a true crime
Yeah,
twist. Because that's what it felt like to me. It was more like a coming of age movie that had this secondary story, even though the secondary story was supposed to be the first story.
yeah,
It felt like it was more about Annie and her growing up and not being the child that she was at the beginning, that boy who cried wolf, and then they took
yeah.
it seriously by the end, kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah. It took them a long time to do that though. But I
Well,
could
didn't
understand where they were coming from.
yeah, didn't wasn't it set over like 5 years? I think the clock that ticks is about 5 years.
Yeah,
It goes from 70 to 75, I think.
I think. I think
Um,
so.
yeah, so you've got Brie Bessinger.
Burke.
But that's it. She was in Stargirl. She also was the woman in the opening credits of Bloodlines. She was the woman at the in the high top restaurant.
Oh,
That was
yes.
her. Madison Wolfe is actually, and I will not. My brain can't quite function. Like I can't associate the two together. She was in The Conjuring Part Two, and she was the little girl. I
No.
can't remember her name. You know that in The Conjuring Part Two, the girl that gets possessed by the old fella, that's her. Annie is her, and because I can't see it.
What?
Yeah, Madison Wolfe wasn't Jane,
Yes,
was it? Was it
it's
Jane? What was her name in
Janet.
Janet, that's it. Yeah, she played Janet in The Conjuring. Um, so my brain was completely flummoxed when I saw that. And then Ali Larter, obviously, if you know Ali
Oh.
from the original Final Destination, and she played Clear Rivers, and she was also in Heroes. You've got
Mhm.
Sean Astin, who's been in absolutely everything, and he is also recently campaigning to be the SAG-AFTRA president, I think, or some.
Oh,
And I
go
wish
Sean
him all the
Astin.
best.
Yeah,
And
go Sean Astin.
obviously, everybody's favorite D&D queen, Deborah Ann Wall, which you will know her from things like True Blood and from Daredevil.
And if you watched my other review that I did on the Nerdy Up North channel for the Queen of the Ring,
Mm.
she's in that as well.
Really?
And
Nice.
wow, honestly, you do you've got with Deborah Ann Wall, you have like kind of an image of what you think she is because you've seen it, Jessica from True Blood to then Karen and to play this wrestler who like got down and dirty in the ring. She was amazing. I mean, the whole cast was amazing. But going back to this film,
Yeah.
it's I loved the cinematography in this.
The colorist, it felt like the colorist started to play around and was getting adventurous, but then they kept
Hmm.
putting it back. And I liked the fact that they used the like the sunset, the dominant colors from the sunset set
Yeah.
the entire scenes, and like there was rich yellows in some shots, and then there was the purples in some. We're not talking final girls level of colorist. We're not using
No, it was,
doing that, but it had hues, like not filters, that it just gave off hues, like you.
yeah. No, I totally get what you mean. And it was the cinematographer was Gareth Paul Cox. So congratulations, because you've made an absolutely stunningly beautiful film. The story isn't a hard one to follow. You are literally with one family the entire. I mean, they do have some cutscenes to kind of allude to what the man in the white van is doing,
Mhm.
and the kind of a bit of a spoiler, but it's a genius move on their part. You don't get to see him at all, which I thought was absolutely genius. It is another level of scare. You know, there's a
It could
few
be
things going
anyone.
on.
Because it could be anyone. And I think there's times when you sit there and you're like, oh, is it that person? Oh, is it that person? Oh, is it
Hmm.
that person? And you're waiting for the payout that never comes, because technically you have to remind yourself it's a true crime.
Yeah.
It's genuinely based on factual events. The family, not maybe not necessarily the family story, but the story of the guy in the white van is factually a thing that happened. And it's yeah, like there's so many elements to this where I kept thinking it was going to go in one direction, but it didn't. It pulled itself
Hmm.
back, and I was like, I like the fact that it didn't. Whilst there was there was a lot of tropes in it. Like
Yeah.
it was predictable in the sense of a coming of age kind of story, like the sister's relationship, and then the relationship with the brother, and the relationship with the parents. And Ali Lata played psychotic mother who clearly was on Valium, even though you never saw that scene happen, but she was clearly off her tits she was either a secret alcoholic or she was
There
taking
was something going
something.
on there because
She,
you could. What I thought was brilliant was how she went from she was just about to snap, and then she would remember, no, I'm not going to do that.
Mhm.
Hmm. She was so, and Sean Astin can play dad so well.
Yeah.
Like it's very reminiscent of Bob from
Mm.
Stranger Things.
Yeah, you can tell he loved his kids, and he
Yeah.
genuinely could see that she was distressed. Like the first time you could see him debating it,
Hmm.
and he was like supportive of his wife's decision, which I think as a united front isn't a bad thing to have
No,
in parenting. I
no.
think that was quite a wise move. However, he knew from that moment when he saw her distressed that there was
Yeah.
something, whether it was what she said was happening or not. You could tell he wasn't necessarily believing it, but he knew there was something behind it and some truth to something. And the fact that I don't know. It did, yeah. The tropes were very tropey, like the older sister acting the way she did, and the younger sister being the tomboy, and then yeah. I
There was a lot of blame put on a horse.
Poor bloody horse. What's that? I
One
mean, that horse
poor
did a good
horse.
job. I'm not going to lie. I mean, that
Yeah.
horse helped out a bit.
Helped out massively. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I was thoroughly surprised by this and how it grip like it what gripping is might be a loose because I was very invested. I was
Hmm.
very invested in this family. I genuinely cared about what was going to happen. There
Yeah,
was not one character in there that I wasn't like, oh God, will you just like get off my screen now?
yeah.
Yeah, I was very invested in it. But I just couldn't get over the use of the props and costumes and the scenery. I've seen a couple of films this year that are meant to be based in a time era, and you cannot for the life of you tell what era that is because either the screen is too bright. So, for example, I watched a movie that was meant to be set in 1920. You couldn't tell it was set in 1920. Everything was so bright. It looked so now the costumes you couldn't pick what era that they were from, but with this you could clearly identify we are in the 70s.
Yep.
Everything give it away, from
Hmm.
the clothes to the furniture to the colors that we used, and it's so reminiscent of 70s movies as well. Like we were talking about the colors like that we use, like I'm repeating myself, the colors that we used
Mm.
kind of had that 70s feel.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I think it was incredibly well shot.
Hmm.
The editing was good. It wasn't like you
Yeah.
felt like you missed anything. Um, the actors were all well trained.
Oh,
I mean, when we got this, I wasn't anticipating. All I knew that was Sean Austin was in this. Aston was
yeah.
in it, and I was like, okay. And then surprise after surprise after surprise happened, and I was like, wow, this is more than what I thought an indie film,
Hmm.
an independent film could be, because of the level of the people they had in it. And I was like, wow, wow. And I found out that this film was actually released originally in the US in 2023,
Yes.
but it's having like a proper relaunch because I think something happened and I couldn't find out what, but something happened where it didn't get what it deserved through one mean or another, so that they're releasing it again now for the digital platform, but on a bigger scale. So that's why we were privileged enough to be offered to watch it in advance, to tell you all that yes, it is bloody good. If you like true crime, go for it. If you like coming of age, go for it. If you like any of the actors that we've mentioned, go for it because it is worth it. It is an investment of an hour and a half.
Yeah, it
It
is.
is good.
It is a really, really good, decent true crime horror. I think
Hmm.
that's a genre that you could kind of stick it in, true crime
Yeah.
horror. Yes, Dan is absolutely right. The release for this, the DVD and digital release, will be on the 29th of September. I highly urge that you go and get a chance. If you get a chance to watch it, watch it. It's worth your time.
Yep.
The acting in it's just brilliant, and just it's Sean Astin. Like, what more can you ask for?
It's worth it for sure.
Well, is anything left to say? Well, say goodbye, Dan.
Laters, taters.
Bye.